down when Bill and Dr. Bob sort of started.
Oh, okay. Dr. Bob?
Yeah, he was
he's the other founder?
I think he was a proctologist, actually. But anyway.
Wow. Well, praise God.
Yeah.
But it seems AA seems to have gone away from their original roots.
What do you mean?
Well, what I mean is that they've left the actual teachings of the Bible and they've instituted other faiths.
I think what they have a concept of a higher power, and they let each person decide that. I mean, what they don't want to do is to be any one particular religion or anything, so they can encompass any man coming in the door.
But Christianity does do that, though. We still allow anybody.
What I'm trying to say.
I hear what you're saying.
Is they don't have anything against somebody having a concept of Christ. As their higher power, but they have to kind of step back and realize that to encompass every man, they need to broaden it to a higher power. I mean, you have to give yourself over to God, and God is used all through AA, but they don't use any particular solid concept of that.
But would you? How long have you been involved with AA?
Oh, I don't know. Different periods of time in my life. This one for about 6 or 7 years. Before that, there was 3 years, and I guess 3 times in my life I've had kind of make a decision, about the disease that I have.
All of the disease of alcoholism?
Yes.
Yeah.
You call it a disease
instead
of a behavioral trait?
No, it is not a behavioral trait. It is something because it is a compulsion to drink that is different than normal people. Mine is that once I start drinking, I can't stop until I either pass out or I'm drunk or both.
But you're basically saying that someone's own conscience cannot dictate of yes, I'm going to take a drink or not.
Right. I mean,
you're saying that you don't even have a choice. In the matter.
If I have one drink, it goes to another and another.
Right, but don't even go to the even drink.
Right. And
you're saying that because it's diagnosed as a disease, which is just a recent phenomenon, you're basically telling me that.
I think since the beginning of AA, they more or less decided to define it as a disease.
Yeah, but that's just been within the last 10 or so years.
No, it's since the beginning of AA.
No, that can't be because
read the big book because that's how it was written.
We're just trying to understand.
Right. Yeah. Well, I just know that a disease. I've just recently heard that they're trying to recoin all, like Narcotics Anonymous and AA. They're trying to redefine what the problem is because people are constantly struggling with it instead of repenting from it, like the Bible says, to turn away from it versus say no to it.
What we do is we accept that we have this condition
but doesn't the Bible say to flee from it? Like at all costs, like if you struggle with it, to literally fight it no matter what.
But you still have to turn your life over to God to ask God to help you do this. And what I'm trying to say is once that you accept that you're an alcoholic, I mean, there's no real recovery from it. Like the compulsion to drink will be just taken away unless you allow God or give your will and to Him.
Because only Jesus Christ can heal you from that.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, if that's what you believe, I happen to be a Christian, so I accept that. But there are people in AA that are agnostic or atheist, or they're Jewish or Buddhist or whatever.
New Age.
And AA accepts everyone.
Right.
So in that respect, if we just had Christ up there, then we would be exclusionary.
Do you teach that in AA?
What?
That if you have Christ up there, it will just that can just.
No, we allow each person to discover that themselves. It's not We cannot do that.
Is that in the rule book that you can't like force that on someone?
We can't force anything on anyone. They have to, come to.
Well, that's true.
They have to come to the realization that God is there for them if they will accept Him. Okay. And we don't put a denomination on that.
Yeah, but I mean, to go back to the original,
I mean, there is an issue if you're whether you're going to be saved or not. We're not really concerned with that.
I see, but and that leads me into my question. My initial question was: Bill and Bob's, was that their original
plan,
like purpose in setting up AA?
Well,
was to draw them to the creator of the world and the creator of that person individually, so that they would.
It was and always has been a spiritual program.
Right, but my point is in the original teachings in their, from what Bill and Bob wanted, this vision of theirs to come to pass, to fruition, which AA now is, has it stepped away from that original plan?
I don't. It's never really to have a spiritual awakening. Is something that is always been an individual.
I see.
Experience.
But I don't think you answered my question. I was just curious. Is that Bill and Bob's? Because I don't know, and you've been in it for some time, and
right.
But do you know that was part of Bill and Bob's original plan to draw them to Jesus?
No, I mean,
even though it says right here by God's grace,
right? God, we're talking. The thing that you're trying to put on it is was it entirely Christian, and these people were Christians, but they realized that to include everyone, they had to kind of step back and kind of generalize.
Do you mind if I use the bathroom?
Go ahead. They had to generalize the concept of a higher power, and that's why they use God and also the word higher power without using Christ or Buddha or.
Because they're afraid of offending people?
No, they just want everyone to feel welcome.
Yeah, and I understand what you're saying, but isn't that why they killed Jesus? Because
we're not here, to talk about religion. You have to separate religion from AA. AA is a program that has one purpose only: is to stop people from drinking or to help them do that.
But you keep on mentioning God, though.
Yes, God is
that's a major aspect of drawing one away from themselves onto a higher being, right? The higher power. And so
let me put it this way:
God.
if you have a problem with being within a group where everyone can have their own concept of God, then AA is not for you. I mean, that's all I have to say.
And I guess my point is that Jesus said, "I come here to divide, with the sword. I bring not peace."
Right. Well, we are not a religious organization.
I understand that.
We are here just to help people with this one problem in life.
Okay.
And I don't want to debate it anymore because really there's no debate within AA about what branch of religion you're in. It's just come here and we'll help you with this problem.
Have you ever heard of Celebrate Recovery over at Restoration Worship Center? It's a really awesome Christ-based.
It's actually all over the United States.
It's for hurts, habits, and hang-ups.
Right. Now, I think also it's also good if you're in AA to have a strong bond with your church. I go to the First Baptist Church, and I used to go to Restoration Church, and I found AA has opened the door to God for me that wasn't there, and then from there I can take that to I can. In my case, I can put Christ in my life a whole lot better.
But in that ministry, are you missing one aspect, do you believe? That you're not leading someone to the true God of the Bible, and not only the God of the Bible, but the God of the universe, who is Jesus Christ. It's really
not the point. We are just trying to get people to get out of themselves and to surrender to whatever God or higher power that they can. I mean,
I see. Yeah, I just see hypocrisy in that. I mean, I just don't. I mean, from a logical standpoint,
well,
it doesn't make
you're
sense.
trying to to put a very narrow...
Well, because whenever you're saying God, that's... I know who you're saying. You're saying the God Jesus.
No, I'm not saying God Jesus in terms of here.
But I don't understand there is no other God other than that.
Every person has their own, even concept.
Right, relativism. They have their own relative truth.
Right.
I understand that, but the absolutism that...
Well, I can just say, as a program, we cannot impose any other doctrines in here.
And you're saying that you can't impose those doctrines as in preaching Jesus? Is that throughout all of AA?
Any religion, period. If somebody stands up and starts trying to convert people to Christ or whatever, that's not what we're here for.
But let me ask you something, sir. When you're saying God, is that not a religion? Are you not instituting some kind of faith? Because when the word religion is defined as a set of beliefs. Is AA not a set of beliefs?
Well, it is beliefs in
a nebulous God, in a God that you do not define.
We can't define it, because if we define it,
it's a set of beliefs, sir. It's a religion. This is a religion that you're teaching.
It is not religion.
Yes, it is. Though even Webster's dictionary would define this as a religion.
Well, I stand to disagree.
But you're going against hundreds of years of what the word religion means. Then it's a set of beliefs. And that's what you're teaching here. And you're leading people astray from not teaching them the truth of Jesus. Well, that's the way to salvation, and that's also the way of freedom.
I disagree. If you go and study anything, there are going to be precepts and beliefs.
But doesn't Jesus say the truth shall set you free?
Yes. Well, you can get to a place where once you open the door to spirituality, then it'll take you wherever.
Exactly. And that does the winds of doctrines that could take you, the waves toss you to and fro.
Right, but I mean, we're still working on truth and honesty, and I'm just trying to say that
But you can't.
If we had this as just a Christian thing, then we wouldn't be able to accept everyone.
Well, no, but we would, because our church is Christian. We accept everyone to come in, and we want to reason. Paul the Apostle says, "Let us reason together to come to the Christ of the Bible." Let's the Messiah of the Old Testament Scripture.
I'm just trying to say we have to keep specific teachings out of it, because it doesn't have anything to do with the one thing. Yeah. The only purpose we have is to stop people, to help them. Not to drink. That's it.
But you're also leading them astray in an ecumenical movement that is bringing about a one world government, a one world religion, and this is a precursor to that. You don't see that?
No, I don't.
As a one way of having a nebulous God.
We don't force anything on anyone, and that's we're not trying to lead them anywhere, but just in self, just discover your connection to God.
Yeah, and when you're saying God, I understand what you're saying. It's a nebulous God, but it is a faith and it is a religion that you're teaching. That's all I'm saying. Let's be clear on that, because
there's nothing religious. It is a spiritual program, and that's it.
I think but when you define spiritual, when you define religion, this is a religious discussion. Like all these 12 steps, the 12 traditions that you have here, where do you get those from? Those are they from the Bible, or where do they come from? They're a set of beliefs that you hold to. True? Is that true?
These are just suggestions. That's all.
Okay, so but these are instituted all across the world in AA, correct?
Right. But they're not commandments. None of these, if you break them, is any great consequence other than you're going to have more problems in your life.
Because it's a step back if you don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like the Ten Commandments or anything.
It's a philosophy, though.
So when you all say the Serenity Prayer and they say, "God grant me the serenity too,"
yes,
is everyone talking to the God that they serve?
That they understand.
But is that not? Is that something that you should be concerned of as a leader in AA, that you're allowing people to define God whomsoever they will, like however they decide to. But you're supposed to be a spiritual leader. Is that correct? Oh no,
we have no leaders.
Okay.
So it's just group
Just a
led.
group,
Okay.
But we're leaders, and there's leaders within AA, correct? You have people in an administration,
Like an order to
overseeing.
someone that.
We really don't. We just have groups that get together, but there really isn't a head AA person in the whole organization.
Okay. When you say really, I mean, what does that mean?
Really,
there isn't, or there is, or there
no,
isn't?
there is not.
There is not.
Like in all the AA
So
groups, there's not a
we can
leader?
look up AA online, and there's no director or overseer.
Well, they do have. There is a group within the country that administers all the facilitates, but there's not somebody that says you have to do it this way or that way. I mean, it's all more or less in the traditions that, and these are just traditions.
Okay, traditions of men.
Right.
Interesting. Okay, well.
Thanks for answering our questions.
I think that's.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if this is not for you, don't join. It's just a matter of a fellowship of people that are trying to help each other. That's it.
Well, I guess my whole concern is if I were to bring people here, I would want them to come to the knowledge of the truth, which Jesus says in John 14:6, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father except through me. Not only would I want them to have freedom here on earth, but I want them to have freedom in heaven also. So to be free here is to be free in heaven.
Right.
Whatever is bound on earth is bound in heaven. So those are the kinds of things those concepts, those spiritual concepts that we desire as born-again believers, as Christians, because we're set free by the blood of Christ. We want everyone to have that freedom, and we have to reach out to others. That's what the gospel is.
I have to go.
Okay. Well, God bless.
Okay.
Thank you for talking to us. Yeah,
Sure.
appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, all you have to do if you're interested in it, just go online and there's all kinds of websites.
Okay.
Really